Call to order. Can I do that? Probably yes. Okay. Always start off with a little humor, right? And we could use some humor lately, even me. Hurry up, it's summertime, no time to lose. We have to relax quickly. I just love how they come individually wrapped to seal in the flavor. At the end of the yard, turn around. Hasn't gotten that bad for me yet.
Right.
How many did you catch? I do that occasionally. I know you stop me when I'm walking through the courtyard on my phone. To answer your question, yes, I think you're supposed to tip the guy who sets up the beach chairs. A sunburn is nature's way of reminding you you're made of meat. I told him to lay off the tanning oil. Popcorn. Sitting in the sun. Cool bathing suit. I like the reflective white stripe in the middle. This is the two-piece. And that's why I don't wear shorts, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want to blind anyone. I have a farmer's tan. This heat wave is brutal. Not only is it hot enough to fry an egg on the sidewalk, but you can use your mailbox as a toaster oven. I believe that. Plumber's tan. That was submitted by a resident. Now you can download sounds of the ocean to your iPod for only 99 cents. I found a good job for the summer. I'm a grief counselor in a swimsuit store. Your insurance shows you're covered, but I want to run a few tests just to make sure. That feels like the truth, yes. One day all this will be yours. Yeehaw. It's a combination tie and to-do list. Mom helped me pick it out. I did ask my wife never to write down the honey-do list because I don't want to be depressed. This was sent in by a resident. It's a Home Depot home knee replacement kit. Save you thousands of dollars. You're doing it yourself.
Oh.
Don't do it on Westminster's property, okay? I don't want to be responsible for that. How come kids don't have their own day? Every day is Kids' Day. No, every day is Father's Day. That might be true. This was sent by a resident. This getting old is a terrible thing. I blacked out for 20 minutes this morning, then I realized I put my hoodie on backwards. None of you are that bad, right? The senility prayer, this was also said by a resident. Grant me the senility to forget the people I never liked anyway, the good fortune to run into the ones I do, and the eyesight to tell the difference. Okay. Questions and answers. Please explain Westminster's well, what it is, how it's used, and if it will be used for irrigation during the summer. Okay, it's a long story. Many years ago, when I was executive director, I guess I still am, I was told that the city of Austin was getting ready to pass a statute that would prevent private wells from being drilled, and I wanted to have a backup water supply in case the city of Austin turns off our water, which has happened on occasion. How many of you know that for the Windsor and the Preston, when the water is lost, so is air conditioning? Yeah, most of us know that. Okay. So I wanted to have backup water supply. I also wanted it to be potable water. I asked the board if we could put in a well. They said yes, so we did. We drilled down 340 feet. We have a nice well that produces potable water, about 50 gallons a minute at peak. We have used it in the past for irrigation. This past year, we installed water treatment on it, reverse osmosis, so that it's potable and treated. We can use it for backup water for drinking. We can use it for backup water for our cooling towers. We can use it to irrigate and fill our pool, and that's the plan. We will be getting the irrigation back onto the well, but we will always be mindful of the water restrictions of the city, and we will try to abide by those as best we can. So the well is designed for emergency use. The main water supply, if the main water supply is ever interrupted, we are currently working on modifications that will also allow it to support irrigation of the landscape. The project is expected to be completed with phase 4, so we're installing new plumbing pipe for it, new supply pipe from the well to the south side of the campus. And once that's installed, so probably spring of next year, we'll start using it for primary landscape irrigation. And we're also using our cooling tower water for irrigation as well. So we're recycling water and trying to be good stewards. How can we donate to the Westminster Cares Foundation? Answer on the next slide. So that QR code, if you're interested, will take you to the website. You can donate using a credit card. You can also write a check to Westminster Cares Foundation, and you can send that to my office or any reception desk, and then they'll make sure that it gets processed and donated to the Cares Foundation. And yes, donations to the Cares Foundation are tax deductible. I'll post this on our website as well. Actually, it's already there. If you go on the website, you can get to the foundation. Question, could you update us on the replacement of furniture and artwork in the solarium? Also, can the carpet be cleaned more regularly? Yes. The solarium items, mostly art, are part of the broader furnishings for the Preston update and artwork tied to the corridor project. Remember that? Most of it was rolled out. There are a few items missing from that order. The current timeline is targeting installation late summer, early September. The carpet has been scheduled for a deep cleaning. I think it was already done, and we will plan to check and address it more regularly going forward. And if you notice an area that needs to be cleaned, do me a favor, just submit a work order. We will do that. Question, I have not been thrilled with the new washers and dryers in the Preston laundry rooms. Is there a routine to clean the filters, or can supplies be provided? Thank you for the pedestals, they are helpful. So we're glad that the pedestals were helpful. That was an important upgrade. Dryer filter cleaning is a shared responsibility after each use, but we've heard the concerns about buildup and accessibility, so we will address that. We'll add reminders in the laundry rooms and have our team keep an eye on the overall machine condition, and so try to vacuum those out. But if you would make sure that your lint is removed after you've dried your clothes, and be courteous to your neighbors. I'm sure they don't want your lint in their laundry. No offense. Question, please provide an update on the solution to the hot water issue in the Preston. We know this is still an ongoing concern for a few residents. We understand the frustration with delays in getting hot water. Our team with the plumbing contractor continuing to investigate the root cause and work through possible solutions. While we don't have a final answer yet, this remains a priority. We will continue to provide updates as we make progress. Abel brought me a circuit setter that was installed on the supply line for the hot water, which should not have been installed. It's basically blocking the hot water in that area. And there's probably, we believe, a cold supply crossing over into the hot supply that's causing a problem as well. So we've upgraded all the boilers in the Preston, and they're making really hot water. Almost, yeah, you could burn yourself almost. The The problem is that there's a circle, right, of the hot water, and it's running constantly. And it has a pump on it that keeps the hot water in the main parts of the corridor. And some of you, especially in small A wing, I believe, no, C wing, sorry, are experiencing a long time to get the hot water to your unit. And so you're having to run it for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, which is terrible. We don't want you to have to do that. What has happened over the years, people have installed things they shouldn't, or they've crossed over piping, and so we're tearing up, unfortunately, pieces of wall to find out where these things are located, to remove them from the system to create that circle again. It will take us some time, but we're gonna keep working on it until we get it resolved. I think removing this probably improved it for some residents already today. But we'll keep working on it until it's completed. And we want it to be, it shouldn't take more than a minute or two to get to your shower. If it's taking longer than that, that's way too long. We don't wanna waste water. We don't wanna waste utilities either, so we will continue to work on it. And we'll work on it until it's resolved. If it makes you feel any better, the brand new building to Carlisle had hot water problems too when it opened, so we had to replumb it. Okay. Question, are there cameras in the fitness center gym? If so, what are they used for and how is the data handled? Cameras are used in certain common areas as part of Westminster's overall safety and security program. There are no cameras in the resident fitness gym at this time. The camera systems are intended to support resident safety and incident review when needed. Standard practices are followed for recording, access, and retention, and footage is only accessed by authorized personnel when appropriate. So we're not watching you while you work out. And we're not watching you while you swim, but we do keep an eye on the doors, the exterior doors, and lobbies and things like that. Question, will the aquariums that were in the Laurel Dining Room and Preston Lobby be replaced when construction is complete? We are exploring the possibility of relocating one of the aquariums back to the Preston after Phase 4 is complete. It would not return to its original location, but we will work to identify another appropriate location within the lobby or within the new corridor. One of the aquariums was moved to assisted living, memory support, which is working really well. They really enjoy it. I really want to keep it there. One of the aquariums will come back to the Preston at some point, but after the construction's finished, okay? I know you miss it.
Very much.
Question, I heard a rumor that internal partitions in Preston Apartments will be removed as part of a renovation. Is this true? No, this is not accurate. There are no plans to remove interior walls or change apartment floor plans. The only related work is the replacement of the existing wooden balcony dividers in Preston with new metal dividers. And they kind of look like this. This is a sample of what they'll probably look like. It's something that's metal, and it's only on dividers that are only on balconies that have the wood dividers. And the reason we're doing that is because part of our sprinkler installation, we're not allowed to have combustible material on balconies going forward, or we have to sprinkle those balconies, and I don't want to run pipes up and down the building on the exterior to sprinkle balconies. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Why was resident art removed from the hallways, and could this be reconsidered? Hallways are considered common areas, so personal items, including artwork, are not permitted there. Residents are welcome to decorate the recessed nook around their door where applicable. This guidance has been clarified in the updated resident guide. So basically, don't hang your personal pictures in the corridors. That's for community art, okay?
But maybe were they talking about the gallery?
No, they're talking about their personal art. Question, please explain Westminster's governance. What is the relationship between Westminster Life Care Services and the board, and who determines policies and financial structure? Okay. Westminster operates as a non-profit community governed by a local board of directors made up of volunteer members. Nobody's paid. They're volunteers from the community. which has ultimate oversight of policies, financial structure, and long-term decisions. Life Care Services serves as a management partner hired by the board of directors, supporting the day-to-day operations and bringing industry expertise. And me, take it or leave it, Sarah and Cassie. And we are the 3 Life Care Service employees on the campus. Together, the board and management team work to guide operations and ensure the community is well run and financially sound. The relationship with Life Care Services started back in 1980. That was a long time ago. Question: would it be possible to ask dog owners to keep their dogs off the chairs on the bistro patio? Thank you for the feedback, and we appreciate the way this was raised. Pets are welcome in outdoor areas, but they should not be placed on dining furniture. We will remind residents of this expectation to help keep our shared dining spaces clean and comfortable for everyone. Consider yourself reminded. Question: could future signage include wing numbers to make navigation and service requests easier? No. Yes, of course. This is a great suggestion. Thank you. We will keep this in mind as we plan future signage updates. Some internal signage has already been ordered and will not reflect wing names, but we will look to incorporate this idea moving forward. Can you see my little pointer?
Yeah.
Okay. If you start at the top, that's A wing, B wing, and C wing. So it just kind of goes in a circle, A, B, C. So every time you look at that, just think A, B, C. And if it's a little, like that area, that's little A, that's little B, and that's little C. Does that make sense?
Where's the front entrance?
You can't see back there? You're not missing much. What's going on with the house that Westminster owns at the corner of Jackson Avenue and 42nd Street? It is being refurbished for its next Life Care residence and has already been sold.
Sold?
Sold. That's kind of what we do to apartments here. Same thing.
Okay,
Yeah.
yes.
Is Lake Westminster going to be resolved as a part of the current construction project? Yes, we will be adding fish to it soon. No. Sorry. Yes, the area is being regraded to slope towards the Mopac side of the campus. So, yeah, it's a true story. We do have a plan to grade it all, and it's supposed to be 1 foot taller on the building side, sloped towards that street, that west side of the campus. So we're gonna dump all that water into the driveway. I would not recommend driving up that driveway when it's heavy rain. It'll be picked up by the stormwater. But anyway, it will be taken care of. Before I get questions, 1920 West 40th Street. So that little house right there at the bottom, it's not very senior friendly. We bought the property, paid less than they were asking for it, and we plan to demo that house and build 3 Life Care cottages on the property. It will be 2-story duplexes, 2 duplexes and 1 independent cottage. They will look similar to the rendering at the top, right there. They will have residential elevators in them. A very little yard, but and this is kind of a beta test for us. It kind of marries well with the city of Austin's new density plan. We're curious to see how it will go. If it works well, it might be a solution for us in the future. We shall see. It will have an open floor plan. You'll be able to, it'll be open with kind of a bedroom looking into, or the upstairs looking down into the living room area. So it's gonna be pretty attractive, we think. Question, the humidity in Preston B Wing and Windsor Tower have been high for over a month. Do you have an estimate of when this condition will be fixed? Humidity concerns in the B Wing are presently limited to the first floor. It will soon be the second and third floor. As they open up the envelope to do the connection bridge between A and B Wing, you're gonna feel some of that in that section. As much as we try to build construction walls, it's not the same as having a sealed envelope, right? There's also 2 fan coil units in the first floor B Wing that are offline in the hallway, and they're waiting on parts to repair. As soon as they come in, they'll be repaired. Please be assured that we are actively working to resolve this issue as quickly as possible. We're also having repairs made this week to the fresh air intake on the Windsor infill tower, Windex you call it. This work should be completed this week. Fairly new, but still needing work. Is July 26th still a good date for the Laurel Restaurant to open back up? No, you read ahead, you're not supposed to do that. It is looking more like August. I think I talked about it in my last chat, that because of the sprinkler system and the main going through the newly renovated space, there's some conflicts, and so we're trying to get inspections completed. Those inspections can't be completed until the Preston retrofit sprinkler system is approved by the city. So we have not been able to cover up that part of the ceiling. And that's mostly in the multi-purpose room and the activity space. So this conflict is causing some delay. So we're looking at August probably. Will the bathrooms and the common spaces be accessible for residents using mobility aids given the difficulty with heavy doors in the bistro? Thank you for bringing this up. We understand the challenges with heavy doors. The restrooms and the new common spaces are designed to be accessible for residents using wheelchairs, walkers, and other mobility aids. I have asked them to upgrade the closing devices so that you can pull those doors open and it holds in place while you get into it, and then you can pull it shut. So we'll work on that in the new public restrooms as well. Question, I understand the chapel will become office space. Will anything change in the area outside the chapel, including the furniture and atmosphere? No. It's likely at some point the Preston Chapel will be repurposed. Not sure what that looks like yet. The plan for the repurpose hasn't been completed. We have no plans to touch the newly created area outside of the Preston Chapel. You all are enjoying that area, I believe, and that's kind of the point. Question, when is the estimated installation date for the backup generator in the west courtyard? So I want you to understand that big hole not having a generator in it is not necessarily a bad thing, right? We still have a backup generator on the Preston building. That backup generator serves all of the life safety systems for the Preston. So if the Preston loses power, there's still a backup generator in place. It's the backup generator that's been in place for 20 years. Okay, it still works well. The new generator that will be installed probably late fall, early winter, will be the Windsor generator repurposed. So we're getting a new generator for the Windsor building that will supply all the bells and whistles, all of the systems within the Windsor building. It's larger than the current generator. It will have up to 7 days of runtime under full load, and it'll be diesel and natural gas combined to serve that purpose. Once that arrives and that's put in place, the Windsor generator gets sent away to the manufacturer, and they're going to install what's called a biofuel kit. So it's the kit that's needed to combine diesel and natural gas, and then it will be brought back with a new tank on it to supply the Preston power, all bells and whistles. So it's large enough that it will supply the Preston, but the Windsor generator is not large enough to supply the Windsor all bells and whistles. Does that make sense? So you still have generators in place everywhere, but that won't be finished. That'll be one of the last parts of the job unless the manufacturer does the work faster than we think they will. Okay? A lot of questions this month. Question, please tell us about the purchase of the church property on Bull Creek. What are the plans, timeline, and impact on our campus? The rumor mill works so well. Westminster has acquired the property as part of our long-term planning efforts. At this time, no final development plans or timeline has been established. We will continue to evaluate future opportunities for the site, and any decisions will be made with careful consideration of how they impact our current campus and residents. That's a nice way of saying we don't know yet. But it was property that was available. It's a half a mile from us. The board thinks I get a little preachy. They wanted me to have another pulpit to speak from. I'm just kidding. So this is what the property looks like. It's 2.76 acres. We could put life care cottages on it, which is currently zoned for that, or we could put another building on it. We don't know what that's going to look like yet. We will be engaging a development, LCS development, and we'll be working with folks to develop a plan for it. So we have, I think you all know this already, we have like 300 people on a wait list to get in here. If you owned an additional piece of property, what would you do with it? Most of you run businesses, right? You would do something significant, right? And start to work on that wait list. Having a wait list is wonderful. We call it a ready list. But it's also a problem because, you know, people are starting to get turned off that they've been on a waiting list for 3 or 4 years, or that the likelihood of them finding an apartment here is 5 or 6 years out. So, you know, there's certainly a pent-up. And this is over.
Drop the mic.
I guess I really talked a lot. Just in case, there's always a standby. Thanks, Ruth. Anyway, pent-up demand. If you know, we're landlocked. This completion phase is the last thing on this campus. There's nothing else. We can't grow up. We can't grow out. This is it. So yes, I mean, we're trying to be smart and look around the neighborhood, look around this area of Austin and continue. But, you know, it's not gonna, whatever we do will not impact the residents living here on the campus negatively. That's key to any expansion for us, okay? And it won't be constructed on the property with us. It'll be down there, and we probably won't hear it, and the dust will be minimal, and probably a lot better than what you've experienced so far with this, right? It will end one of these days, I promise. And my wife says, then I should sit on my laurels for a bit. We'll see how that works. All right, 5-week look-ahead schedule. You will notice that most of this look-ahead, a lot of work is occurring in the Preston Dining, so the Laurel. And they're installing ceilings June 20th, so right now through the 10th of July. Touch up and finish 25th of June through July 20th. Installing millwork, so that's all the cabinets and things, ending July 20th. So we're really moving to the end of the project. It's all based on inspections. Once we get those things installed, this finishing done, getting those inspections lined up, we have to do inspections. We want to go through and make sure there's do a good punch list, make sure that any issues that are there are resolved quickly. So we'll be doing that when we get towards the end of July. And so we hope to get it all turned over quicker than that August date, but right now, I'm saying August. A-wing, so that's the new area with the multi-purpose, the bathrooms, tiles being installed. They're installing the ceilings. Davey Plumbing is making some adjustments, but basically starting to put fixtures in place, the sinks and the toilets and things like that. West Courtyard, Greater Landscape, installing irrigation through July 20th. Installing veneer caps, installing the handrails on the balconies. Preston Main Courtyard, layouts, form and place the patios, installing light ballards, so the lighting that's starting to be installed, all of the grading, the finalized grading, is being, and placing the sidewalks is being done. Installing conduits for the electricity that's being put out there, so when the holidays are here, we have plenty of electricity. The conservatory, we're installing decking, starting this week. Studs are starting to be installed and should be finished by July the 3rd. We are inspecting the decking, fireproofing, laying out, installing track. So there's a lot of work. It's really gonna start to come together really quickly in the Preston Courtyard. Theater, it's already, concrete's installed, so they're installing piping and fixtures. They're doing some slab work and structure. They'll be installing studs for that as well soon. Windsor amenity area, so this is the theater, the library, and all of this stuff will start coming up out of the ground. The steel's starting to be installed and fireproof. Placing the paving, electrical reinstall, a demo east wall, which is occurring today, I believe. That work's all supposed to be done by July the 20th. JMEG is electrical, so they're rerouting B-Wing electrical, doing demo work in the B-Wing, so to prepare for the bridge that connects A and B-Wing. So the envelope's being opened up on the B-Wing. They're gonna be installing beams to support the bridge structure. That'll happen June 25th through July the 10th. It's coming together. It's starting to make sense, at least to me. Westminster is gonna celebrate Spirit Week. Our 250th anniversary as a country is coming up. Monday, June 29th. Is that next Monday?
Yes.
I think it is. Patriotic Accessories Day, so if you have some patriotic socks or scarves or headbands, bandanas, maybe crazy hats, wear them. Tuesday, Hometown Pride Day, so represent your home state. How many of you from outside were born outside of Texas? Oh wow, there's a lot of us. I used to feel so alone before I asked that question. So maybe, some of you are from Missouri, and you can wear something from Missouri, or not. Maybe you're from Texas. Stars and Stripes, so Wednesday, July the 1st. Everybody that participates, you go by a reception desk, you get a ticket for a raffle, you bring those tickets to the next chat, and we will do a drawing for prizes, okay? And can you guess what the discount is for the monthly service fee? $250, yeah. Y'all pay attention. Thursday, July the 2nd, Americana throwback. So somebody could dress in 1776 colonial. And if you do, please stop by my office so I can take a picture with you. 1920s, 1950s, whatever your favorite decade is, dress in that attire. Patriotic Hat Day, you can make one yourself or buy one from Amazon. Stars and Stripes, wear red, white, and blue, flag-inspired outfits, Sunday, July the 5th. American Icon Day, you can dress up as Uncle Sam, Elvis, Marilyn Monroe. If anybody dresses up like Marilyn Monroe, come by my office, I can take a picture. Just kidding. 4 prizes at the next chat of $250 off your monthly service fee for 1 month. Yes, just 1 month. 4 gift baskets also. A resident can win only once. Pick up your raffle tickets from any reception desk. Every day you participate, you can get a raffle ticket. Keep your raffle tickets. Don't try to visit all 4 desks. That does not work. 1 ticket per day. Keep your raffle tickets, bring them to the chat. We'll put them in a bowl or hat or something and draw. Okay? Everybody understand?
Yep.
Of course you do. Plant ops updates. Preston Lobby driveway repairs. The bricks keep moving. So main entrance will be rerouted to the west courtyard on 24th. That's today, right? Expected for 1 week. We'll post memo. Apartment wood patio partition removal. So that's the wood dividers. Those are being removed. That's in progress right now. Carlisle Building, elevator 2 will be brought offline for the replacement of the slide guides. Estimated time, 2 hours, beginning at 9 a.m. Carlisle elevator 3, that's been completed. Elevator 1, Carlisle belt replacement schedule was completed. So we have new belts. Construction progress photos. Before I get into that, a couple things. Catering. Let's talk about catering. I love that you all are using our catering services, and please continue to do so. But you must submit catering requests at least 30 days in advance, right? We need to be able to schedule for that catering, because if you can imagine, we're producing around 36,000 meals a month, and that's a lot for all of us. We love to do the catering, and we absolutely will do anything, just about anything. You just gotta tell us ahead of time so that we can schedule, because typically we have to bring people in, and they may be working some overtime to get the catering done. You cannot use dining dollars for catering. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Most communities don't let you use dining dollars for guests, right? But we do that because we love you bringing in your guests. But you can't do catering, because we are having to pull in extra people, we're having to produce extra food, cost raw food, and that should not hit the regular operating budget. Parties of 5 or more need to have reservations. If you bring in a large party of 10 or so, you're gonna have to wait, okay? You have to have reservations for 5 or more, and I know that's happening a lot on the weekend, so let's be careful of that. Walk-in large parties without reservations will be subject to a wait time. And then finally, I'm gonna go through these construction progress photos, and the reason I do this is so that you know what's going on and you can have a feel for the construction progress. I don't want you walking through the construction zone. It's very dangerous. I've almost fallen myself. There's wires hanging out of the ceiling and pipes, and just, it's very dangerous. So please don't do that. I know you wanna look at it, but there's construction cameras. I know that only shows you the exterior, but if you reach out, you watch my chat, you're actually seeing pictures. It really doesn't look much different than what I'm showing you. So please just, so you can tell it's really coming along. These were taken about a week ago. So this is the cocktail lounge. So if you're coming in from the Preston lobby towards the dining room, this is what you're gonna see. And there's a really cool, just like I showed you on the rendering, with that wood feature right there off the lobby. Cocktail lounge, you can see all the kitchen equipment has been installed back there. Now we're gonna put the bar top on, and that should probably happen this week. And the ceiling grid's gonna be put in, or the ceiling tile, I should say. Multi-purpose corridor, Ruth's office is back there in the corner, but it's really, sheetrock's been installed, columns, everything's, they'll start being painted and finished. You can see most of the roofs in there. The glass storefront has been installed, so now they'll be working on the top, right? So the rails will be installed over the next couple weeks. Top caps on all that stonework will be installed over the next couple weeks, probably finished by around the 20th of July. Windsor Addition, so this is, you've probably seen the concrete pour for all of this. And then if you go inside, this is the inclined floor for the theater. So it's facing that big black wall. And then we'll have recliners, theater chairs. And I doubt most of you are gonna make it through like 30 minutes of a movie. And your wife's gonna be pinching you and, whatever, or girlfriend. Yeah, but it's gonna be really comfortable. Yes, and it's senior-friendly theater. This is the Windsor Addition, so all the amenity spaces, the day spa area, you can see the blocking in the walls, getting ready for all of those spaces to start receiving sheetrock. And I just included this in there in case you want to scroll through it.
What was the last one back up?
That's the
Oh.
game room, bowling alley. It's real, folks. It's coming. Let's see. So the dates, we talked about this already. So we moved the conservatory, the Windsor units, the Windsor amenity space, probably February 27th, hopefully early in February. The main courtyard, I've talked about this earlier. 2/3 of the courtyard, the Preston courtyard, will be turned over about the same time the dining room gets turned over to us. And then the third that's around the conservatory will be turned over to us in the fall. Jackson Avenue courtyard should be late fall. And then the cafe courtyard also late fall. South courtyard, we call that the west courtyard. That's gonna be late fall before it's completely finished. And the group fitness will be the last thing that we do. So we have to build the day spa first, then we move the folks that are in the salon to the new day spa. And then we take the salon that we currently have and add it to the group fitness center. That'll take about 30 days. While that happens, we'll be using Harrisbell Hall for exercise classes. I think I went through this last time. A lot of people ask me, golly, your folks are so well trained. And they really are. They're good associates, and they care a lot about you all. One of the things that we train them on, we have several programs, but one of them is our hospitality promises. And I'm not gonna go through them all, but essentially, it's greeting you warmly, knowing your name, treating you with courteous respect, even if you asked us to go to the bathroom 4 or 5 times in healthcare today, you know? But trying to care, pay attention to the details, really be a hospitable organization, much more than customer service, which I hope you feel every day. That's part of our, it's the little things, it's, when customer service is, you go to Walmart and you grab a gallon of milk and you go to the cashier and you give her the milk, she runs it through the machine, she charges you, you give her the money to pay for the milk and you leave. Maybe you get a thank you. Hospitality's above and beyond that. It's really how we make you feel, and so that's a focus for us as an employer. We have the program's called Extraordinary Impressions, and that's our hospitality-focused training, and all of our associates are trained in it, and leadership drives that culture, and so that's a big part of why we are the way we are, I think. We also have safety promises. So one of the things about Westminster over the years has been that we've kept our associates safe, and we really do very well. In fact, one of the best communities in the industry when it comes to the rates of incidents and accidents amongst our associates. We don't get people hurt a lot. When we do, it's usually something silly. We had somebody slip on a lemon wedge one time and sprain their ankle. It could be anything. Somebody in assisted living was struck by a wine bottle by a resident. Were they confused? Yes. That happens. That's but the thing is, we're trying to, we have 10 safety promises that we have our associates understand and live up to. I promise not to take shortcuts in my job duties that could lead to an injury. That's one of them. We want every associate to have all of the tools that they need to accomplish their job, right? Every single day. And that's a focus for us. And so we don't want anybody to take unsafe shortcuts. I promise to always think about safety before I complete a task. I promise to always use the necessary equipment for my job. Meaning, if I have to change that light bulb up there, I'm not gonna stand on a chair to do it. I'm gonna get a ladder, right? And I'm gonna get the right size ladder. I'm gonna have a team member standing by. I promise to always be aware of my surroundings. I promise to always use proper lifting techniques. which is, lifting with your legs instead of your back, things like that. Again, just, another instance of the training that our associates go through. Also, a big part of the change at Westminster over the last 18 years, basically I brought this bunch of promises, person-centered care, to Westminster, and really it's been driven by the associates that work here. We started back in 2008 with Westminster Cares, centered around resident-empowered services, meaning we just listen to you, and we try to perform care and support in the way that you would like it. Ruth's activity program is built as strong as it is, as robust as it is, because you provide us feedback, and you're the talent that inspires the program. And a lot of senior living communities aren't doing this. And so the CARES Foundation is really meant to help us teach other senior living organizations, communities to do that. So our 10 CARES promises are: voices drive improvement. So you drive improvement through your committees, your resident association. It's a strong resident association. Relationships before task. We provide meaningful relationships over task-driven interactions. Safety with dignity and freedom. Yes, we want to keep you safe, but we also want you to have a life and be able to do the things that you want to do. There used to be a big focus on just keeping everybody still. Just keep them, right? It's serious. I know it's funny today to think about it, but there's places that they're still doing this. Families are partners. Purpose matters at every age. Every person is known. Choice shapes daily lives. Listening comes first. Care is a shared decision. People over procedures, right? People first. That's really what we're all about. All right, fundraising events. I want to thank everybody that participated in the kickoff event. We raised $3,700. We raised $21,000 year to date. Team shirts are still available. Polos, t-shirts, and they're cool baseball t-shirts. Alzheimer's hats, and who doesn't look good in a bucket hat? Me, but no, I'm just kidding. So you can still get those things at the little store if you're interested. I hope you are. There's a shrimp boil. I'm not sure how they're going to do this, but it sounds interesting. It's $15 or donation, which is occurring on Friday, July the 24th
Says August.
in the Windsor Courtyard.
Date, oh,
July
don't
24th.
show this off.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. Westminster Annual Dog Show is in August, Friday the 21st. And then the silent auction we will have Friday, September 18th. My eyes are getting so bad I can't see on the computer. All right, I'll send this out as well. We'll post it on the portal. If you see any of these green containers laying around, bring them back. I'm thinking about offering a free dessert for a 10, turn-in 10, and you get a free dessert. Star cards, everybody knows, and that's all I have. I have 10 minutes. Anybody but Mrs. Gerling? No, I'm just kidding.
I don't need a microphone.
Yes,
I don't
you
usually need one.
do. People in the back can.
Please explain what life care cottages are.
It's just a cute house.
Okay, it is a,
It's a cute house that has all of the benefits of being a resident at Westminster. So, in essence, you can have the same benefits and amenities in a house that you can in your apartment. Okay, so, emergency response, yes. You get to enjoy the restaurants. You get housekeeping services, maintenance services, just like you're living in Westminster's buildings. It is a Westminster building. It's just a life care cottage or villa, and it's just a cute name for a house. Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. My pleasure. I'm ready to move into one of the cottages, but I'm not quite old enough yet.
What was their age?
62. Yes, ma'am.
Chuck, I want to say thank you to you for everything you do. Excuse me, everything you do for us. Thank you for these Chuck caps. They're fabulous.
Thank you very much. I love it, I really do.
Okay, I'm back in the back, and right here.
Oh, okay.
I wondered if there's a possibility concerning the Heimlich maneuver for people to be trained. I was in a situation where someone was choking, and there was we were in a room where no one was there except the group of us, and one person happened to know enough about Heimlich to perform the Heimlich maneuver on someone, and they're okay now. But she was gasping. I mean, she wasn't able to gasp. She was just turning red, trying to get a breath.
Were there any associates around?
No, and I was told
Oh.
that they cannot touch a person and they cannot do Heimlich. And they're not trained in
That's
Heimlich.
not true. Food and beverage folks are trained to do the Heimlich maneuver.
Well, they're not aware of it then.
I've done the Heimlich maneuver and saved a life myself. I broke a rib, but I saved her life. She was a little lady. But, well, we can do that. Are the residents interested in being trained in the Heimlich maneuver? Raise your hand if you would take a class like that. Okay, we'll do that. There's also posters that are supposed to be installed for the food and beverage folks to use for that purpose. Okay. Is that it?
Oh, no, okay, I admit it. I don't know what star cards are.
Oh my gosh. So star cards are available at any reception desk, and they are for associates that go above and beyond. You can even write a star card for me if you wanted to. I don't get very many, but that's okay. So any associate, don't write them for just anything, and don't write them if, I don't want associates, employees asking you to write star cards, by the way. You shouldn't be recruited to do it. But if you experience a time like, I don't know, Maria's balloon sculptures things, I mean, those things are fantastic. And if it just, right? Yeah. If that just blows you away, and you know Maria did that, and it's just like, wow, write her a star card. If Ruth does something out of the ordinary, which she does almost every day, quite frankly, write her a star card. That's all it is. If you have a housekeeper and you had, I don't know, you made a big mess on your counter and they helped you out, they did something above and beyond their typical job, but they just really impressed you, you can write a star card on them. You can also send an email note to me, and I make sure that they get them. You can send me a note, a sticky note in an envelope, and I make sure that they get them. It still counts. Doesn't have to necessarily be a star card, but we love star cards. And what we do is we count those, we keep them all year long, and they get tallied. And then at the end of the year, or the following year, early, usually in January, February, we do an award ceremony where the stars of each department are honored and they receive an award and a gift, monetary gift. Okay?
Also, along that line, I wrote a star card, and the individual that I wrote it on came up to me and a couple of days later and thanked me so much for having mentioned that.
Yeah,
So it goes the full circle.
it does. Yes, sir.
The question I have is the elevator right out this door, right here. Sometimes it does not go down to the bottom floor.
I don't want it to go to the bottom floor right now until this construction is over with.
Okay.
So I've had it turned off. It shouldn't go there anytime. Is it going there sometimes?
It's been a while since I've.
Yeah, good. I had it turned off because people were walking through the construction site and I asked them not to. Real kind, I asked.
There's another thing,
Okay?
just down toward the highway there, Mopac. We go up and down that staircase there. Out that back door.
Yeah.
Go to my
Car.
car.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's an instrument on the floor, they keep it open. which I do like. But at night sometimes, you can't get in that door because it doesn't have a
Key fob?
fob
Right.
that works.
I don't want people propping open doors. That's a security issue.
Yeah.
So if you see it propped open, throw it away, and report it to security. I think that if that door is not key fobbed, we will look into it. I don't think it is, though. It's not we don't consider it a primary entrance, and so it's not key fobbed.
So I have to go out the front door.
Yes, that's right. That's safer path anyway.
Well,
I know it's shorter.
it's also in the summertime, it's a lot hotter.
Right.
Yeah.
Anybody else? All right, thank you all very much.